The story begins with Ricky, a man whose lifelong dream is to own his own home. He even manages to save money for it. But in 2008, when the global financial crisis hits, all his savings are wiped out. Now, he lives with his wife, his son, and his little daughter in a rented house. Money is always tight for them. That's why Ricky's wife, Abby, works as a home care nurse. She spends her days looking after elderly people, taking care of their needs, and even cleaning up after them. Meanwhile, Ricky is desperately searching for a job. The problem is, he doesn't have higher education or any professional degree. This makes it really hard for him to find steady work. Still, Ricky wants to earn money any way he can, so he can give his family a better life. One day, he meets a man named Maloney, who runs a delivery business. Maloney explains that this is a self-employed delivery job. Every package Ricky delivers will be his full responsibility. For this, he also needs a van. Maloney gives him two options. Either rent the company's van by paying €70 every day, or make a €1,000 down payment, and then pay monthly installments for 3 years, after which the van will be his. Maloney assures him that earning money won't be difficult. Drivers usually make between €100 and €200 every single day. Ricky likes the second option better. After the €1,000 down payment, he only has to pay €400 a month, and in the end, the van will belong to him. That night at home, Ricky tells Abby everything. She points out the problem. They don't have €1,000. Ricky suggests they could sell her old car. Abby is confused and worried. She reminds him that she travels to 6 different houses every day for work, and each house is far apart. Without her car, traveling by bus will be exhausting. But Ricky convinces her by saying that if everything goes well, in 3 to 4 years, not only will they have a car again, they might even be able to buy their own house. Abby finally agrees and sells her car to give Ricky the €1,000. He takes the money to Maloney, makes the down payment, and gets his van. Maloney also gives him a scanner, warning him that it's essential for the job, and if it's damaged or lost, Ricky will have to pay another €1,000. Now Ricky officially starts his work. He begins delivering packages, but the job turns out to be much harder than it sounded. He struggles to find parking spaces. Traffic officers don't let him stop his van. Some customers are uncooperative, and sometimes the address on the package is even wrong. He has to deliver every single package within the same day, which takes him 14 to 15 hours of nonstop work. Because of this, Ricky has almost no time left for his family. Meanwhile, Abby's life also becomes tougher than ever. She now has to travel everywhere by bus, and when the bus doesn't come, she walks long distances to reach the next house. Because of this, she leaves early in the morning and comes home late at night. Both Ricky and Abby are so exhausted that sometimes they fall asleep right on the couch. With such a routine, they can't give proper time to their children anymore. Their daughter is mature for her age. She takes care of her own things without troubling anyone. But their son is at that difficult age when kids often lose direction. He has stopped going to school and instead spends time with boys who think school is a waste of time. Soon, Ricky and Abby find out. Ricky tries to explain to his son, telling him, "Everything we're doing right now is for you. We want you to study, learn, and build a better future." But the boy refuses to listen. Instead, he answers back, saying, "What have you ever given us besides poverty?" Ricky is deeply hurt by these words. He walks away quietly, while his son locks himself in his room, still angry. Abby sits there in silence, her eyes filling with helpless tears. It feels as though fate itself is against them. The next day, Ricky's little daughter asks if she can go with him to work. Ricky agrees and takes her along. She turns out to be smart and quick, helping him finish all his deliveries on time. For the first time, one of the customers even gives her a tip, something Ricky himself has never received. With that tip money, Ricky buys good food, and that evening, the whole family finally enjoys a proper dinner together after many days. Their son also feels happy, and for a brief moment, the family shares some peace. Deep down, both Ricky and Abby know they aren't able to give enough time to their children, but they are helpless. They need money for school fees, rent, household expenses, and the van's installments. The following day, they both return to work as usual. But then Abby receives a call from her son's school. She is told that her boy has gotten into a fight, and she must come immediately. The problem is, Abby is far away from the school. So she calls Ricky and asks him to go since his work is closer to that area. But Ricky has no time. Every single package must be delivered on schedule. The company has strict rules. No one can take a half day, and if a driver misses deliveries, they face a €100 fine along with a negative rating that could even cost them their job. Somehow, Ricky still manages to reach the school in the evening. But luck is not on his side. Just 15 minutes before he arrives, the entire staff has already left. The next morning, Ricky learns that his son has been suspended from school for 1 month. He realizes that if only he had reached on time the previous day, this wouldn't have happened. Abby blames him and says, "If you hadn't sold my car, things would have been different. I could have spent more time with our children." Angry and disappointed, she walks away. At a time when his family should be united, he sees it slowly breaking apart. Later at work, Ricky goes to Maloney and asks for a week off so he can give time to his family. But Maloney refuses bluntly. He tells Ricky, "This is your own work. It's like running an online business. If you don't show up for a week, I'll have to replace you with another driver." Ricky has no choice but to accept it and keep working. But then, he suddenly receives a call from the police station. His son has been caught stealing. Shocked and worried, Ricky tries calling Abby, but she doesn't answer. Desperate, he goes to Maloney again, asking for leave. Maloney refuses once more. This time, Ricky ignores him completely and rushes straight to the police station. There, the officer tells him that his son was caught stealing bottles of paint from a shop. Ricky pleads with the officer, explaining that his son is still very young and asking him not to press charges. The officer finally agrees and lets the boy go with just a warning. Ricky brings his son home, where Abby has already returned, and now she knows everything. Ricky tells his son, "Because of you, I lost €100 today and also got a negative rating. If this keeps happening, I'll lose my job." But the boy doesn't take his words seriously. Instead, he stays busy on his phone. Ricky loses his temper and snatches the phone away. His son tries to grab it back, and for a moment, it looks like a real fight might break out between father and son. Abby quickly steps in and separates them. Their son storms out of the house in anger. Abby then turns to Ricky and says, "You must control your anger. If the wall of trust between you and your son breaks, your relationship will never be the same." Their son remains outside, and Ricky wants to go look for him. But Abby tells him he's probably at a friend's house. He'll come back soon. The next morning, Ricky and Abby discover something shocking at home. Every single family photo has been marked with black paint crosses. Their son is still missing, which means he must have come back during the night and done this. When Ricky looks for his van keys, he can't find them anywhere. He immediately realizes his son has taken the keys with him. Ricky searches everywhere, even goes to his son's friend's house, but there is no sign of him. Helpless, Ricky calls his manager Maloney and explains, "I can't come today, my van keys are missing." Maloney gets furious and replies, "You've already taken 2 days off this month. If you miss one more, you're fired." With no choice, Ricky returns home. Later that evening, his son finally comes back, and Ricky, already full of anger, demands the van keys. But his son says, "I don't have your keys. I only came here to take my phone." No matter how many times Ricky asks, the boy refuses to answer properly. Instead, he talks back, giving careless replies. In frustration, Ricky loses control and slaps him. Completely broken inside, Ricky walks away and sits alone on a park bench. The weight of his frustration and sadness crushes him. He spends the entire evening there, lost in dark thoughts, feeling as if his family has already fallen apart. His daughter calls him and asks him to come home. When he returns, she admits the truth. She was the one who had the van keys. She explains, "I only wanted you to stay home and find my brother, so our family could be together again." Hearing this, Ricky's eyes fill with tears. He finally understands. What his children need most is not money, but his time. Ricky hugs his daughter and tells her, "You did nothing wrong. I won't let you or your brother drift away from me. I know I raised my hand on him, and when he comes back, I'll apologize. But right now, I have to go to work. If I miss even one more day, I'll lose my job." Though Ricky hasn't slept all night and is exhausted, he still forces himself to work the entire day. That night, when he returns home, he learns that his son still hasn't come back. Ricky wants to go out and search for him immediately, but Abby gently stops him. She says, "He's just upset. He'll be back soon. And when he does, our family will be whole again." The next day, Ricky goes back to work again. But this time, some thugs attack him. They beat him badly, steal all his packages, and even break his scanner. Ricky is left badly injured. Abby rushes him to the hospital, where he waits for his medical reports. While sitting there, his phone rings. It's Maloney. Maloney tells him, the insurance company will cover the value of the stolen packages. But 2 of those packages contain passports, and you'll have to pay $500 for those. And since your scanner is broken, you must also pay $1,000 for that. Hearing this, Abby loses her temper for the very first time. She grabs the phone and shouts angrily at Maloney, saying things she has never said to anyone before. Tears roll down her eyes in frustration and helplessness. Ricky gently calms her and says, "Let's go home. We can pick up the report tomorrow." That night, while Ricky is resting in his room, his son finally returns home. Seeing his father in such a painful condition, the boy feels guilty. He softly says, "You're badly hurt. Do you want tea or coffee?" Ricky refuses, but his son adds, "If you need anything, just call me." Ricky quietly thanks him. For the first time, their relationship feels like it might heal. The next morning, Ricky wakes up early. He makes coffee for himself and leaves a note for Abby that reads, "I'm fine. I have to go to work." Despite limping, he makes his way to the van. Just as he is about to leave, his son comes out and asks, "Where are you going?" Ricky first lies, saying he is going to the hospital, but his son quickly realizes the truth. It's too early for hospital visits. Ricky finally admits, "I have to go to work. We already have too much debt, and after yesterday's losses, I need to cover it. That's why I must keep working." Abby also comes outside. She pleads with him, "One of your eyes won't even open properly. We still don't have your report. What if you have fractures? You can't go like this." But Ricky says only one thing again and again, "I have to go to work." When his wife and children refuse to move from in front of the van, Ricky quietly reverses and drives away. His family stands there in tears, watching him leave. We then see Ricky crying as he heads toward his job. But this time, there's also a strange sense of peace in his heart. Because even though life is crushing him, his family, once broken, is finally back together. That gives him courage. Ricky knows that if not today, then someday soon, he will pull his family out of this situation. After all, earning money means nothing if the family falls apart. For every human being, family is everything. People fight through hardships for the sake of their loved ones, just like Ricky and Abby do. So, this was the complete story of the film. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comment box below. We hope you like this story.